Here are 5 Skyrim glitches that still work in 2026. And we'll start off with the Werewolf glitch that will allow you to equip every item in your inventory. This will allow you to get the maximum armor rating easily, as well as a lot of other effects, including the ability to cast shouts infinitely. So to do this glitch, you're going to need to become a werewolf and then get a companion. And then you're going to want to use your beast form ability, and at the same time you're going to want to select the option to talk to your companion. If you've done this correctly, you will be in the dialogue menu with your companion while also turning into a werewolf. And once you've done this, you're going to go down and select the option to trade with your companion. And then you're going to navigate down to the apparel section, and then you're free to equip any armor or amulets or anything like that you have in your inventory. And what's cool about this is not only do the armor and effects apply to your werewolf form, but they also persist once you leave your werewolf form. Which brings me to the topic of the unlimited shouts that I mentioned earlier. To do this, you're going to want to repeat the same process we just did, except you're going to want to have 5 Amulets of Talos. Once you have the amulets, you're going to give them to your companion, and then you're going to navigate to their apparel section, and then you're going to want to equip the amulets from their inventory. If you're on PC, you'll notice that there is no option to equip items from your companion's inventory. However, if you hold the shift button and then you left click, you'll be able to equip the items. Once you have all of the Amulets of Talos equipped, you can then wait 1 hour for your werewolf form to end. Now select any of your shouts, and you'll notice that you'll be able to cast them infinitely with 0 cooldown time. The next glitch is going to allow us to utilize an illusion perk to increase the damage of our fire spells in the destruction skill tree. So if we take a look at our flame spell, the base damage is 8 points per second, firebolt does 25 points of damage, and then fireball does 40 points of damage. And then if we grab both ranks of augmented flames in the destruction skill tree, flames now does 12 points of damage, firebolt now does 37 points of damage, and then fireball now does 60 points of damage. Now to do the glitch, we're going to need to go back into the destruction skill tree and then grab the Intense Flames perk. This perk says that fire damage causes targets to flee if their health is low. Then we're going to go over to the Illusion skill tree and grab the perk Aspect of Terror. This perk says fear spells work on higher level opponents, and since fire spells now cause enemies to flee, they are now considered fear spells, which then increases their damage. Now our flame spell went from 8 points of damage per second up to 22 points of damage, and then firebolt went up to 47 points of damage, and then fireball went up to 70 points of damage. Our third glitch is going to allow us to finally kill that elf scum Elenwen, and to do it we're going to need to go back to the Thalmor Embassy and unlock the front gate. Then we're going to need to get a horse and then take it over to this tree on the left. From here you're going to spam the jump button, and you should see yourself floating higher and higher in the air until finally you jump over the fence. Then you're going to go into the Thalmor Embassy. If you can't find Elenwen in the immediate area, what you're going to do is use the throw voice shout and then wait 1 in-game hour. This will cause her to spawn in, where you can then kill her. The fourth glitch is a classic, and it's called the plate glitch, and if you don't know what this is, it will basically allow you to use a plate to glitch through any surface. The best place to use these is on any locked doors that you can't get through. Just make sure that you're always carrying 2 of these, that way when you get through, you'll be able to get back out if you need to. But to actually do the glitch, you're going to need to drop your platter on the floor, and then grab it and hold it up to the surface that you want to glitch through. From here, you're going to sprint into it until you glitch through to the other side. I find this method really difficult, so I've found a better way to do it. You're going to hold the plate up like you normally would against the surface, but instead of sprinting into it, you're going to use the whirlwind sprint shout. This will send you flying through the other side. This glitch can get you into Blackreach easier instead of going through the Dwarven Ruins. All you'll need to do is find one of the lifts that lead down into Blackreach and then use this platter glitch. For our final glitch, I'm actually going to lump 3 different glitches into this section, but they all relate to the hidden merchant chests that you can find around Skyrim. So for starters, you're going to go to the College of Winterhold and then go inside of the Hall of Countenance. And then you're going to look at the floor inside, and you'll notice that there are stripes on the ground. You're going to go to the 3rd stripe and then enter sneak mode. And then if you scan up and down in the center of the stripe, you'll notice that a search chest option will appear. Just keep in mind that these items are marked as stolen, so if you take them, make sure that your icon says that you're hidden. The next chest is in Dawnstar near the smelter and the mine entrance. It's actually located just on the left side of the mine entrance behind these rocks here. And then for the final chest glitch, we're going to go over to Markarth and go to Salvius Farm just outside of the city. From here, we're going to make our way down to the bridge, and then there will be a rock wall just to the left of it. You're going to go behind this rock wall and scan the ground next to it until you see the search chest icon appear. Keep in mind that each of these chests is tied to a merchant in the game.